dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke and I welcome you all to the MC James virtual classroom.
My dear students, today in Standard 7 Civics, we'll be learning the topic Fundamental Rights Part 1. Now, the heading of our civics is our constitution. And we people are continuously learning about our Indian constitution in the civics of standard 7th. In this, our first lesson was introduction to our constitution, and in that particular topic we discussed about the meaning of constitution, provisions in the constitution, necessity of a constitution, then what is administration, background to the making of the constitution, then constituent assembly, and the role of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in writing the constitution. Then in second topic, which was preamble to the constitution, in that topic we discussed about the preamble of the constitution, and the points which we covered were sovereign state, socialist state, secular state, democratic state, republic, and then some values which are mentioned in our constitution, including justice, social justice, economic justice, political justice, then liberty, equality, and fraternity. In the third chapter, features of the constitution, we discussed about the federalism, separation of powers, then who deals with what subjects, in that subjects with the union government, subjects with the state government, subjects with both the governments, then union territories, parliamentary system of government, independent judiciary, single citizenship, process of amending the constitution, and election commission. So all these three topics which we covered in the first term, and now in second term again we have to study three lessons: fundamental rights part 1, fundamental rights part 2, and directive principles of state policy and fundamental duties. So today we are going to start with the fundamental rights part first, or part 1. In this topic we are going to discuss about the concept of fundamental rights, and in detail we'll study about the right to equality, right to liberty, and right against exploitation. Now this picture which you can see on the screen is given in our textbook, and there you can see the placards in newspapers and elsewhere. In a rally or a march, sometimes a certain demand is made asserting it to be their right. For example, education is our right, or we must get the assurance of a minimum wage, it is our right. We have a right over our forests and its resources. So these are the demands of this particular people: education, then the minimum wage, and forest and its resources. So these are nothing but the rights of these people. So we get rights at birth. Every newborn baby has a right to live. The entire society and government, not only society or not only parents of the child, but the government takes efforts to ensure that the baby is in the best of health. And why government is there? Because it is the duty of the government, and it is the right of the baby, right to live. Only when individuals get protection from injustice, exploitation, only when all individuals get protection, this word is very important, protection from what? From injustice, from exploitation, from discrimination and deprivation, will they be able to develop their skills and qualities. For a good personality or better personality, it is very important to develop skills and qualities. It may be in any field, but for this it is very important to protect the person or individual from injustice. उसके साथ कोई injustice नहीं होना चाहिए, not any kind of exploitation, and the very important thing, discrimination should not be there on any platform. It may be on the place of birth or on the language or on the male and female form. So to develop one's personality, it is very important for all individuals get protection from injustice, exploitation, discrimination and deprivation. Now the next thing, demanding one's rights is insisting on creating an atmosphere conducive to the development of the self as well as the entire society. So not only for any particular person or for any particular individual, it is for the society to demand rights for someone and at the same time to protect rights. The Indian Constitution has guaranteed, what it guaranteed? Equal rights to all citizens. And this is the big thing about our constitution. This is the big thing about our country, that our constitution has guaranteed equal rights. There is no any kind of discrimination. In order to create this conducive atmosphere or healthy atmosphere, we can say, and these rights are fundamental rights. Now why these rights are fundamental rights? Because citizens' rights which are included in the constitution, are known as fundamental rights. So in this topic we are talking about the rights which are included in Indian Constitution. जो भी हमारे राइट्स है और उन्हें कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में जगह दी गई है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में उन्हें लिखा गया है, उन राइट्स को हम फंडामेंटल राइट्स कहते हैं. Now the next thing about these rights, as they are included in the constitution, they have the status of law. Each and every fundamental right is a law, और वो लॉ कोई तोड़ नहीं सकता. इट मीन्स आपके जो फंडामेंटल राइट्स है वो आपसे कोई छीन नहीं सकता. इट इज इम्परेटिव फॉर एवरीबडी टू अबाइड बाय दीज राइट्स. सो इट इज everybody's freedom, we can say, or it is everybody's right to get all these fundamental rights. And it includes right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. So all these are the fundamental rights. Now one by one we'll talk in detail about each and every right. And this, know your fundamental rights: equality, freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, right to culture and education, right to constitutional remedies. Now in this, the first one is right to equality. Now if we people go through the history of our country in the medieval period or before that, उसके पहले की भी हिस्ट्री अगर हम निकालेंगे, then we can understand that there was inequality in our society. It may be on the basis of caste, religion, or on the basis of rich and poor people, on the basis of place of birth. So now, according to the right right to equality, the state cannot discriminate. The state cannot discriminate among citizens as superior, inferior, or as men, women, and cannot give different treatment, or privileges to anybody. This is the beauty of our democracy. This is the beauty of our constitution. This is the basic thing which we get in our country. That is what is equality. कितना भी अमीर से अमीर इंसान हो हमारे देश का और गरीब से गरीब इंसान हो, both are equal in front of law. Both are equal in our country. Men and women, no discrimination. So, on the basis of this, state cannot give different treatment. अमीर को अलग ट्रीटमेंट, गरीब को अलग ट्रीटमेंट, मेंस को अलग ट्रीटमेंट, वुमेन्स को अलग ट्रीटमेंट, या फिर कोई कहाँ पर किसका जन्म हुआ है और कहाँ पर किसी का जन्म हुआ है, इस सारे बेसिस पे अलग ट्रीटमेंट और कुछ फायदे नहीं दिए जाते. दैट इज व्हाट इज इक्वालिटी. The same law applies equally to all, and accordingly many laws give us protection. For example, we have protection from arrest without warrant. If there is no warrant, then there is no arrest. आपको बिना वारंट के अरेस्ट किया नहीं जा सकता. Also, the state cannot discriminate while extending such protection. So everyone is equal in front of law or in our country. Like this, you people also can find many rights on the internet or by chatting with your friends and parents at home. Next thing. Now the thing is, what other things are included in the right to equality? Is it only about equality or something more than this? The state cannot discriminate against any citizen on grounds of religion, caste, race, sex, descent, or place of birth or residence for government employment. While giving government employment, there is no discrimination on the basis of religion. अगर दो लोग जॉब के लिए जा रहे गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए, तो कौन से रिलीजन का है ये नहीं देखा जाता है, कौन सी कास्ट का है ये नहीं देखा जाता है, मेल है या फीमेल है ये नहीं देखा जाता है, वो कहाँ का है ये नहीं देखा जाता है. So all these things are mentioned in right to equality. And then the inhuman practice of untouchability. Again, I'm repeating the same thing. If you people go through the history of our country, then the biggest issue was of untouchability. There was discrimination on the basis of religion, on the basis of castes, on the basis of rich and poor, and such things are described as inhuman practice. So the inhuman practice of untouchability that was prevalent in our country has been abolished by law. So there is no discrimination on the basis of caste and religion. Untouchability abolished 1950. The practice of untouchability is any form is a cognizable offense in our country, and this practice has been abolished in order to establish equality in Indian society. So in society there is no discrimination on the basis of religion and on the basis of caste. There is no untouchability. The Constitution has also abolished titles that create an artificial hierarchy among people. Again, I am repeating. The Constitution has also abolished titles that create an artificial hierarchy among people. For example, titles like Raja. There is no king in our country. In the democracy, or Maharaja or Rao Bahadur, etc. have been abolished because we are all equal. हम सब equal है. समान है, कोई राजा नहीं है, कोई महाराजा नहीं है, कोई राव बहादुर नहीं है. वी आर सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया. नेक्स्ट वन, right to liberty, or we can say right to freedom. And this the important right is freedom of speech and expression, but altogether or in general we can say right to liberty is a very important right given by the constitution. It gives a guarantee of all the freedoms, guarantee of all the freedoms necessary from the point view of the individual. And in this, freedom of speech and expression is the very important right, because you people or any citizen of India can put his views, his expressions, can write whatever he want to write, he can speak. But the thing is, it should be in the favor of country. I'm not talking about any particular party or about any particular religion or about any particular caste. It should be in the favor of country. So right to free speech and expression is very important right. Then freedom to assemble peacefully. Number of people can come together, discuss, debate, and work on different things. This is what is freedom to assemble peacefully for a march, maybe, and it may be for a rally. But this freedom is there, and so that we people can meet with our friends, and in the festivals and in number of ceremonies, people come together. This is what freedom to assemble peacefully. Freedom to form associations or unions. Freedom to form associations or union. This one is also very important fundamental right when we talk about right to liberty, because if there is something happening in the society or in any particular factory which is a kind of injustice or kind of exploitation, then people can come together and form union or can form associations for the betterment of society. So this freedom to form associations or unions. Then the next one, freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India. As a citizen of India, you can freely move in any part of country. अगर आप यहाँ से स्टार्ट करते तो यहाँ तक जा सकते, यहाँ से स्टार्ट करते तो यहाँ तक जा सकते, और पूरे देश में भी जहाँ चाहे वहाँ आप जा सकते हैं. So freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India. And the next one, freedom to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. Now it is not only about moving throughout the territory of India, but if you wish or if you want to settle somewhere in the any part of territory of India, you can go for that. आप हमारे देश के किसी भी कोने में रह सकते हैं. आप इंडिया के सिटीजन हैं तो देश के किसी भी कोने में किसी भी स्टेट में जाकर रह सकते हैं. सो फ्रीडम टू रिसाइड एंड सेटल इन एनी पार्ट ऑफ द टेरिटरी ऑफ इंडिया. दैट इज व्हाट माय होम इंडिया, एन इटर्नल बॉन्ड ऑफ fraternity. Then the next point, freedom to practice any lawful profession. Freedom to practice any lawful profession. This one is very important fundamental right, because again I'm going to repeat the same thing. If you people go through the history of medieval India or of the history of before that, या फिर इंडिपेंडेंस के पहले की हिस्ट्री, सो देयर वॉज नो दिस फ्रीडम, देयर वॉज नो दिस लिबर्टी टू चूज द प्रोफेशन. जो फैमिली बिजनेस है उसे कंटिन्यू करना पड़ता था. एंड दैट इज वाई दिस इज वेरी important right which we have, so that you can become any one of these. If you want to become doctor, you can lawyer, you can teacher, you can manager, you can politician, you can engineer, you can, if you want to start your own business, you can start. This is what freedom to practice any lawful profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business of one's choice. So here this word choice is important. You can start your own business, you can start your own trade, you can start your own occupation of your own interest. There is no any kind of binding or pressure by the government. So all these things are included in the right to liberty, and because of all these things our life is very easy going. There is no any kind of stress in our life because we can choose the things. Now this one is given in our textbook. Following are the actions of A, B and C. Which kind of freedom do you connect them with? A. Established Adivasi Cooperation Forum to solve the problems of the tribal people. B. Decided to move his father's bakery production from Goa to Maharashtra. And C. Found some lacuna in the new tax policy of the government. He wrote an article about it and sent it to a newspaper for publication. Now just go through the right to liberty जितने भी दिए हैं and then check it with each sentence or action and then write down the kind or type of liberty. For example, C found some lacuna in the new tax policy of the government. He wrote an article about it and sent it to a newspaper for publication. Then this is kind of freedom which is included in the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, or we can say expression. And this one B, decided to move his father's bakery production from Goa to Maharashtra. So here two things are there. Freedom to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India is one part, and the second part, freedom to practice lawful profession or to carry on any occupational trade or business of one's choice. About A now, established Adivasi Cooperation Forum to solve the problems of the tribal people. Which kind of freedom is this? This is the kind of freedom where one can form associations or unions. Now the next thing, the right to liberty in the constitution has guaranteed us the freedom of speech and movement, and it has also provided us security to keep us safe. But this thing is more than this. This legal protection has been given to everybody equally. It is not denied to anybody. Not denied to anybody. Same for everybody. For example, we all have a right to life, which you can see on the screen. Right to life, it appears to be simple, but it has a deep significance. And what is the significance? That we people are enjoying our life. It implies getting a guarantee to live, availability of conducive environment for living, and nobody can take away another's life. Nobody can take away another's life. No person can be arrested and detained without any reason. So this is what is right to life. And because of this right, which is mentioned in our constitution, and that is why it is fundamental right, our lives are going very, very, very smoothly. But if people go through the newspaper and news channels, then you can see in many countries this right is not that much perfect or is not that much in practice. So in India, we people are enjoying our fundamental rights. Next to this, the right to liberty now also includes the right to education. The education you people are taking in school, and nowadays due to COVID-19 pandemic, online education is going on, but this right is included in the right to liberty. All children between 6 and 14, all children between 6 and 14 years of age are entitled to get education as a fundamental right, and this ensures that no child will be deprived of education or without education. So this is very important right which is mentioned in our constitution as fundamental right, because it is not only important to have right to life, but to run our life very smoothly and to do something in our life, it is very important to get education. So along with the right to life, now right to education is also included in the right to liberty, and that is why we are enjoying our education. Now the next point, right against exploitation. The right against exploitation implies the right to prevent exploitation. Now the meaning of the word exploitation is nothing but to taking advantage of someone. It may be in any form or in any kind. So this right is against the exploitation, while the constitution has banned all types of operation through the right against exploitation. It has made a special provision to prevent the exploitation of children, and according to this, it is prohibited to employ children under 14 years of age in hazardous places. That is what is say no to child labor. Children cannot be employed or made to work in factories and mines. Exploitation includes bonded labor or forcing somebody to work against his or her wish, treating somebody like a slave, denying them legitimate compensation, making them to do excessive or strenuous work, starving them or ill treating them. All these things are the form of exploitation. अगर आपको कोई बहुत ज़्यादा काम करने को बोल रहा है जिससे आपका एग्जर्शन हो रहा है, या फिर आपसे आप नहीं चाहते हैं ऐसा काम किया जा रहा है, या फिर बॉन्डेड लेबर, तो ये सारी चीज़ें एक्सप्लॉयटेशन में आती हैं. एंड आवर गवर्नमेंट और वी कैन से आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन गिव्स अस राइट अगेंस्ट एक्सप्लॉयटेशन. Generally, women, children, the weaker sections of society, and powerless people are exploited. This right enables us to stand up against any kind of exploitation. It doesn't matter that who you are. If you are exploited, then you can stand with your right against exploitation. So in today's topic, fundamental rights part first, we people discussed about the concept of fundamental right, then the right to equality, right to liberty, right against exploitation. In the next chapter, fundamental rights part 2, we shall study some more fundamental rights in the constitution. Please subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications.
So my dear ones, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.